want to know the SP about postcodes. Are you fed up with all the BS? Do you get a bit PO'd if you don't know? You sent off for Worm Gay and Winkley's yes. Yeah, you'll be fine. It's Stacks and Gears, Postcode Podcast time. Yeah, you'll be alright. Prick up your ears, now it's Postcode Podcast time.
Hello people, and welcome to episode number 3 of the Postcode Podcast. We're back by popular demand.
There's been a few people wanting to
Really?
that thing,
Yeah, episode 2 was, I don't know, maybe not it's sucked pretty hard, but episode 3, hopefully it was more of a Toy Story 3 than a Godfather 3.
yeah, that's what we want. That is definitely what we want.
I'm Dax, and I'm joined by Kia Attrell, my co-host.
Hi viewers. We're doing the postcode area of NE. Newcastle. upon Tyne. Obviously named after.
Yeah.
Obviously the N and the E gives it away, doesn't it?
And just looking at the map here, NE is a monster.
It's a very big area.
It's very big. I didn't have time to check the other ones, the national map, but I'm pretty sure NE is top 5.
It's got to be, isn't it? Big old area.
It's enormous.
Enormous. Man. No,
so
see that's a later.
So what should we begin with then? The major areas that are covered in the NE. I mean, obviously you got Newcastle.
Yeah. You got Alnwick, Ashington, Barnborough, Bedlington.
Coming with the accents already.
Yeah. Belford, Blaydon-on-Tyne,
Yeah.
Blythe,
Yeah.
Borden Colliery. Blythe, that's a good one actually, isn't it? Chathill, Choppingham, Corbridge, Cramlington, East Baldon, Gateshead,
Yeah.
Hout Whistle.
I mean, looking at this map, it's a lot of people living in the bottom, obviously southeast of the NE, because it's really concentrated population-wise. And then you look further up, and this must be like total countryside.
It must be, yeah.
Some of the north and northeast.
Well, like Lindisfarne Castle and things like that. That's really in the middle of nowhere, isn't it?
Lindisfarne.
Where's that?
TD.
Is it TD?
I almost put it in the quiz.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Where
is it TD?
Yeah. They sing about the Tyne, and they're not even from the same bloody postcode.
Yeah.
It's an outrage.
It is an outrage. But obviously, as I've just said, and like a minute ago, there's a long list of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like the SP or BS postcode, but the main things viewers might have heard of is Hexham, a racecourse there. There's North Shields, South Shields.
North and South Shields, yeah.
South Shields. David Miliband was the MP there, when he South Shields. He's a
lot of people who think of Geordies turn out to be from South Shields.
And also Washington is obviously the place they reckon that George Washington's ancestors actually came from. Yeah, and that's in the NE area. Well, Washington.
Quite possible.
Whitley Bay.
Whitley, yeah. That's the beach, isn't it? So, is that got a beach in Whitley?
Is that where Dracula was from?
Dracula?
I know he's from... No, he wasn't. He was from Whitby. That's further
Whitby,
down.
yeah.
That's Yorkshire.
You're quite right. Actually,
I reckon, we're Whitley Bay, yeah. Sorry, viewers, for sort of comes in there. Yeah, post towns, 34 post towns, massive. Postcode districts, 67. Huge.
67.
32, just under 33,000 postcodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know how that compares to others.
In fact, Postcode's live, but total postcodes is...
Postcode's live, wasn't it?
The
worst TV show ever.
But apparently there's 43,000 total postcodes. Obviously there's a lot of dead postcodes as well, or whatever this may be. But,
is that our next show, Postcode's live?
Postcode's live,
Do it in the pub somewhere.
Yeah, you've got like volcanoes, haven't you? Like you know, a live volcano, a
Oh,
dead volcano, a
dormant.
dormant volcano. You got a dormant postcode,
And
dead postcode,
NE76
live postcodes.
dormant.
Yeah. But
should we crack on with a quiz, because I'm a bit worried about things popping up now, and then the questions being redundant.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I think we get on with it now.
Yeah. So regular listeners will be familiar with this challenge actual. Okay, question 1. Angel of the North. You can look at the map for this. Actually.
Thanks.
Angel of the North is a actually this might be a better map. A well-known landmark within the NE. I'm not sure how much you know about where it is, to be honest. But what district's it in?
District what? Postcode district
Postcode
or?
district. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Because I know it's in Gateshead, or just outside of Gateshead. But I would probably say.
Looking at the map.
I'm going to say NE9.
NE9, okay. Moving on to question 2. But no, this is a weird one. Because you've done pretty good so far, so I'm giving you a weird one. Between 1927 and 2010, something happened at NE11 9JR. And then it moved to NE6 1AS until 2004. And then after that it left the area for good. No, it's a bloody hard question, this one.
Could you repeat it?
Yeah, sure. So it was founded, this activity, in 1927, and until 2004, it took place at NE11. And then it moved to NE6 for a bit, for 6 years, and then it left. I mean, I'm not expecting you to get this, but you probably can't even see it. You might want to look at the more. Oh no, this is the condensed version. So I don't know.
NE6.
To give you a clue, maybe. So it's either NE11 and to NE6. It's something. I mean, I can't give you too much of a clue without giving it away, but something that traditionally happened around there. I mean, it still happens, but it just doesn't happen. It just no longer happens in the NE. I'll give you a little bit of time to think about that. If you want, I can give you question 3.
Yeah.
Because you'll knock this one out of the park. NE38 and NE37 cover which town? This town has a much more famous namesake.
Washington.
Okay. We'll see if that's right or not. It could be Newcastle, New South Wales.
It could be, yeah. It's not Newcastle under Lyme. Staffordshire. It's a Newcastle there, isn't it? There's a few Newcastles there.
Yeah.
Imagine there's a few clocked up in America and
I imagine
stuff
it
like
must
that.
be, yeah.
It's got to be.
New World. Newcastle, New World.
New World, yeah. I wouldn't have a clue with that second one.
No? Okay. Good.
Honestly, sorry, I ain't got a clue.
Well, something closed. I'll give you a little bit more time. It closed in 2004. Then it moved to 2000. Then it moved somewhere else, and then it closed. Then
Well, after it moved somewhere else, it closed?
Yeah. But the place closed in 2004, so it moved down the road to NE6. You thought I was going to do questions about St James's Park, didn't you?
I was banking on that, actually, yeah.
I knew you would.
I even looked up the postcode for it. Well, it's one football ground that's actually in the city centre, isn't it? There's not many of them that are right in the middle of the thing.
I've never been there, but... Okay, I'm going to press you for an answer, and then if you haven't got one, then...
Don't know, sorry.
Okay. Okay, answers. Question 1, Angel of the North. It does lie in Gateshead, and you may have been looking at the map to see that Gateshead has 3 or 4 postcodes, and you guessed the right one, NE9.
Yeah, because I know as you drive into Gateshead towards the Tyne Bridge, you go right through that sort of angle. So I thought it's quite a way, so I thought it's probably NE9 rather than NE8, because the A1, whatever, or is that the road that goes through?
Yeah, there's 2 roads, and one's the A1. Yeah, and it's
There's a road, but it's not a motorway. It's like a big single carriageway, isn't it? It goes through.
I've never been there, but I'll take your word for it on that. Yeah, Low Fell is the district, but it's a suburb of Gateshead. That's exactly where it is. But yeah, NE9, correct. Right, question 2, this weird one. What happened? What was done? It was something was made for all those years in that place. It was the production of Newcastle Brown Ale.
Oh, Christ.
And then it moved down the road to Gateshead. It was at Tyne Brewery, which closed in 04. Then it went to Federation Brewery, Gateshead. And it's now moved to, not that far actually, Doncaster.
Doncaster.
Yeah, so it's still brewed in the country, but it's just not, it's no longer brewed.
I think it should have been brewed in Newcastle under Lyme. That would have been good. Or Newcastle, New South Wales.
It'd be cheaper now.
It'd be very hot though, wouldn't it?
That's it, yeah. Well, it's not like wine, is it? You can
No.
make it anywhere. The NE37, NE38, yeah, it covers the town of Washington. So, again, 2 out of 3. Phenomenal stuff.
Good, but not good enough. One day I'll get 3 out of 3.
It's promotion form.
Promotion
If
form.
you got 2 out of 3.
It's a playoff sort of job, isn't it?
Yeah. If you got 2 out of 2 points a game for a season, you could be in the playoffs easy. So, yeah, I've done a quiz. I was looking at something you touched on earlier, major roads within the area. Because the M1 traditionally went from London to Leeds, and then it got kind of extended as the A1M1, which runs pretty much past Newcastle. And you got the A19, major trunk road of the north.
It's got to be, yeah.
It's funny enough, it actually runs from Doncaster where it starts.
Isn't the A1M called the A1M? It's an M. It's an A, but it's an M because it splits up, doesn't it?
It's bizarre, yeah.
Because it stretches the motorway and then it goes back to the A1 again, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's just a sort of.
And it goes right up to Edinburgh, I think, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. But that's when you get to Newcastle and further on. It's just the A1, isn't it?
Okay.
There's no motorway, is it? It's just just a slow road, isn't it? But
there is actually a motorway in the town centre of Newcastle, city centre, I should say. I can't remember what it's called. It's one of those three-letter ones.
Oh,
just a tiny stretch of.
Yeah.
I guess anything that's
So it's
got
not like the A1
A1
something, is it? Or
yeah.
Or
Well, it's always M's.
Or 3-letter. A1Ms and then a letter. Is it, or something like
it's
that?
like 3 numbers. It's something weird. And you got the A1018, which runs from South Shields to Sunderland, which would probably be, I don't know, pretty busy on Derby Day.
I should think so, yeah. Yeah, I mean, as I said about Newcastle, the biggest thing that people associate with Newcastle with, I reckon, is football.
Yeah.
Very, very passionate fans. A lot of them, they're not just there when they're winning or because they don't win, do they? But
they wouldn't be there at all. Yeah, it has a very strong sense of identity, I think. Well, most places in the north do, and I think Newcastle
it's probably tops them all, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'd say for
along with say
because they call it the Geordie Nation, don't they?
Yeah.
They don't call it Manchester Nation or Manc Nation or Scouser Nation, do they?
That's true.
Because they're at each other's throat all the time. I think the good thing about it is that Newcastle, in fact, it's called Newcastle United, and there's one team in Newcastle.
That's it, yeah.
A bit like Leeds, really. Leeds United.
Place to have one team. Newcastle must be.
But it joins the city together, whereas Manchester's obviously very divided just for football reasons, if not anything else. But when you've got football driving kids and everything doing that, it becomes.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine Newcastle is united, isn't it?
Newcastle
And that's
is
why
united.
if there was 2 teams, big teams in Newcastle, then it'd probably be a hell of a lot different. Wouldn't it?
Yeah, and it's way up there. I mean, it's kind of isolated. I mean, it's in Sunderland, of course, but Sunderland's not particularly big actually.
No.
It's got a huge stadium as a football team, but it's not a very big town. Newcastle is the only major city north of Yorkshire before you get to Scotland.
And even that's a track after that, isn't
So
it?
yeah, it does have a strong sense of identity. I would have thought. I've never been there though, to be honest.
Yeah, I've been there a few times. It's it's quite a accepting place. There's very nice people, honestly. Everyone slags the Geordies off. And all
That's
that
it. I was
stuff,
gonna say
but
they're kind of a laughing stock for no reason.
for no
Must be
reason,
the
just
accent.
because they're so sort of It's. I think it's just a wind up because they're so nice. Like it's such a nice sort of place, but we all know it. But it's easy to wind people up. It's like Scousers and things. You wouldn't say it because you know it's true. no, I'm joking. But I'm not going to get in a sort of. But it's but famous people to come from Newcastle.
That's exactly what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Could you? Who? I don't know. We could shout them all, and it could be footballers. I mean, footballers: Gazza, Waddle, things like that. Shearer,
Alan Shearer.
Yeah.
Gazza Gascoigne. Ralmo, was he? He's not a footballer. But was
Ralmo.
he a Geordie?
Yeah, I think it was Geordie. Yeah, he was definitely.
Tragic figure.
Tragic. But I mean, big.
PJ and Duncan.
What about Tony Blair? Sedgefield. He
Tony
wasn't
Blair.
from. He was born in Edinburgh. I think he was brought up around Newcastle
Well, yeah,
area.
he claimed to
He did. He
go to
definitely
Newcastle.
supported Newcastle.
Yeah.
And he was MP of Sedgefield.
Yeah, he's one of those people who was born in Newcastle but has no trace of an accent.
Yeah.
Which basically means
I know a couple of Geordies like that.
I mean, I worked with a guy who was from Durham actually, and he has no accent whatsoever.
Well, that is posh Geordie. That they call
Yeah,
they call them the Pink Panthers. Do you know what?
Really?
Durham. And I won't go on the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's all sorts of quotable names. Geordie. I think the word Geordie comes from a king like George. I think that's where they sort of got the name from.
You know what? I've always wondered why they're called Geordies. Cause...
Yeah, it's something to do with George or King George went there or something like that. You also got Sunderland down the road that's called. They call them Mackhams because the Geordies were the Tackhams. It was like make 'em and take 'em. Something like that.
Oh, really?
And they make them and we take. No. Yeah, the Sunderland lot said, we make them and they take them, and they just went down as Mackham and Tackham shipbuilding, and that's when they fell out. And the Newcastle lot stole. The Newcastle. It was quite a political thing because. A bit like Southampton and Portsmouth in the south, the shipbuilding contracts. There's big sort of rivalries, not just football, because it goes to that sort of extent. Shipbuilding, because it's very manual. A lot of people work. The whole area is self-employed, and then if you go up the road, you got South Shields. They're called sand dancers, things like that. There's all sorts of names for people around there. It's.
Yeah, well, we're focusing mainly on the city of Newcastle, of course, as you would. I mean, there's plenty of, it's like I say, it's a huge area, most of which must be countryside. I mean, you've got around the Hexham area, you've got Hadrian's Wall, which actually at one point went coast to coast, but it's now. Well, I think it now runs from Wallsend out into some other postcode.
Oh, Scotland invaded, wasn't it? And taking it back or whatever.
Yeah, and well, some of it got. Parts of the wall got just dismantled for like building things at a time when they didn't realise what a landmark it would be in the future. But it's actually the number one tourist attraction in the north of England according to Wikipedia.
And there's also an HMRC office there, a big one.
Is it really?
Because every time I phone up for me HMRC coordinates, there's always a Geordie on the other end of the phone.
And of course, another famous person was Brendan Foster.
Go on past Putney Bridge now. Yeah.
Known to many people as the guy who commentates on the long, boring races.
Yes, yeah.
Across Putney Bridge.
Going up to Buckingham Palace now. Kenyan champion. It's Kenyan who no one's ever heard of, by the way. Kenyan 3,000 metre champion.
He's a Kenyan cross country champion.
Kenyan boys gold medal winner.
Yeah, some event that no one watched. It's a 500 metre world record holder from Ethiopia.
Yeah, so Ethiopia. Running up the hill now. Great North Run, obviously. That's he's in his element there, Brendan Foster.
Birchfield areas. Yeah, where is the Great North Run? Gateshead.
It starts in Gateshead, doesn't it? It starts in Gateshead and runs into Newcastle, I think.
Oh, okay. That's what.
It definitely got a big Gateshead. It runs all the way through Gateshead, and that's quite a stretch.
Okay.
That's where Gazza was from, wasn't it, Gateshead?
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
I think he played for Wallsend Boys, the football club, wasn't it? I think Shearer played for them as well.
Yeah.
Another feature, actor's accent. We've heard enough of it, but we're going to hear some more. Read something. What's that say? Yeah, you can read the back of this book, Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. Great book. Just read the first sentence or read the white bit if I was you. Yeah, the first couple of sentences and see how his Geordie accent is.
Just how well can you ever know the person you love? This is the question that Nick Dunn must ask himself on the morning of his 5th wedding anniversary, when his wife Amy suddenly disappears.
Or try to read it as Brendan Foster.
What you having for Saturday night takeaway, Ann?
What's it called? The film directors.
Ridley Scott and
Scott's,
Tony
yeah.
Scott. Tony Scott died not long ago.
He
didn't
jumped off a bridge. It wasn't the Newcastle Bridge.
No, he should have done. He should have come back to do it after the Newcastle Bridge, shouldn't he?
Should have done, yeah. Back to his
Time
roots.
Bridge. It's that nightclub on the boat. Famous, well famous. Yeah.
They've got a revolving bar somewhere, haven't they, in Newcastle?
Mm.
I guess I've never been there. Again, I sound like I've not travelled and I haven't been to
Obviously
Bristol.
Cheryl Cole as well in popular culture.
Sharon Cole.
She's got to be up there, hasn't she?
Yeah.
The most famous people. Who's come from.
You're right, you're up my alley.
Will Pett. You sing right, Willie.
Yeah, of course, have we the same pet?
Everything is named Pett. Adaway and shite. Adaway and shite. That's his
Adaway.
youngest son. I don't believe you or whatever. Yeah. So.
Is that what it means?
Yeah, it means a lot. Don't believe it. Get off one or something. Yeah, right.
What's the other
Adaway
one?
when they don't agree with you.
Adaway, yeah. Because they were a band, weren't they? And Away the Lads.
Adaway the lads. Yeah.
What does that mean? And where does Toon come? Do you have any idea where Toon?
Tune. I don't know.
I think it just means town.
Well, it might mean tune. You're the tune. Yeah.
You go into the
The
Toon.
You going tune tonight, like? No,
Yeah.
I'm staying home in bed. No money, like. Laid off my job the other week.
This podcast turning into us lambasting the city of Newcastle when there are other places, but they're not places I know particularly well. Like we touched upon Washington, South Shields, North Shields, Jane Middlemas country. So.
Is she from Bridlington?
Is she from Bridlington?
I thought she was from Bridlington.
That's North Yorkshire, isn't it?
No, she's not from Bridlington. She's from north of Newcastle.
Yeah. Maybe she's from Middlesbrough.
No, she's not from Middlesbrough. She's from north of
Oh,
Newcastle.
north of Newcastle. New Biggin?
It said something ton. Anyway.
Bedlington.
It might be. That's it, Bedlington. Yeah, that's where she's from.
NE22.
Is that north? That's a bit north, isn't it?
That's north of, just north of Blythe, yeah.
Yeah, that's where she's from. I'm
Well,
pretty
there you
sure.
go. She's another one.
Oh, there's so many people. We could go on all night. It's a big area, big personalities, big.
Great part of the country.
It is a great part of the country if you're there.
Yeah. So I think we come to the end on the NE. We'll see you next time, listeners. So it's a goodbye from Kia.
Bye. It's goodbye from Dax.
Bye.
Do you want to know the ESP about postcodes? Are you fed up with all the BS? Do you get a bit PO'd if you don't know? It's sent off for Wormgate and Winkley's yes. Yeah, you'll be fine. It's Dax and Gears, Postcode Podcast time. Yeah, you'll be alright. Prick up your ears. Now it's Postcode Podcast time.
Just how well can you ever ignore the person you love? I'm fucking going to Yorkshire now. I'm Newcastle to Brown now, aren't I?